Hey there, welcome to our lesson number 1. In this, we are going to learn how we can create a make account and get the 10,000 operations for the first month. So here you can see that on the screen, there is a link, registration link for getting the 10,000 operation for the first month. You can see that particular link on the description below. So when you navigate to that link on your browser, here you can find the sign up page for the make.com. You can registered yourself by doing these email address, password and the name. Otherwise you can go with sign up with Google. So you can simply go with Google and create your account. After creating the account on make.com, you will find that particular dashboard of the make.com, and you can start building your automations. Do you feel like managing content of social media takes way too much time? You are not alone. Writing posts, creating images, and posting on different platforms can take huge tasks. Now imagine if you didn't have to do that manually. What if the content could be created for you and the post could be published automatically while you sit back and relax? That's what we will doing here. Saving your time, reducing stress, and staying consistent. The goal of this course is simple. We will use make.com to generate content, images automatically, post on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook like social media platform without lifting a finger, and update a Google Sheet to track everything all without manual work. By the end of this course, you will find a system where you have a button by which you can click and generate the social media posting, and it's going to be create this particular automation is going to be create a AI generated post and images and dump into the Google Sheet. And this automation is also post the LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook post and get back to in your Google Sheet by updating the Facebook content, LinkedIn content, and images to it. Sheet is going to be updated through this particular automation. Sounds cool, right? Let's get started and build this step by step automation. Let's dive in. Hey there, welcome to this second number of course. Here we are going to discuss about setting up the Google Sheet and how we integrate and start building our automation. So let's get started. After login your scenarios, you just need to navigate to the top right corner, create a new scenario. When you click on this create a new scenario, you will be navigated to the dashboard or editor where you can build multiple type of automations by creating flowcharts. When you click on this big plus icon, you will see all the apps over here. So we are going to start with Google Sheet by watching the rows. So before start, let's move to our Google Sheet and see that how you can configure your Google Sheet. So here you can see that I just created this spreadsheet for social media posting automation in which I create this tracker sheet. There are many columns I added for getting the idea content and dump all those social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn's content here, which is going to be generated by our automation. And here you can dump your all idea content and select the post status. Like there is a multiple statuses, generate content for post the content, and the automation is going to be change the status when the post is generated and posted. So let's move to our automation once again and find out how you will configure the Google Sheet. So in your all apps, you will find the Google App Scripts, or you can search it by this search bar. You can search it for Google Sheet. There's a Google Sheet listed. Let's select with the Google Sheet, and there's in multiple actions you can add to watch your rows, delete a rows, list a rows, list sheets, and many more. So in this case, we are going to searching a rows because we just needs the a single record to process or create a content. So we are go with this search rows. After adding this search row in your dashboard, you just need to add the connection between your Google Sheet account to the make.com. So for that, you can click on this add icon to add your connections. You can rename the connection name according to your need and just hit sign in with Google. So it will pop up show a pop-up window to sign in with Google. You can go with your any Google account where you dump your spreadsheet. So let's quickly sign in with Google and authorize the Google account in your Make account. So here you can see that the our connection is established. Now we just need to select the spreadsheet. So from the drop down, you can search it for spreadsheet ID. So let's search it for this specific spreadsheet, which names are master social media, which is going to be searched in this spreadsheet. So here you can see that if I search it for master social media, he's in one spreadsheet. So let's select it. When you select the spreadsheet ID, it's going to be load all your sheet names. So I'll go with the trackers. And after adding this tracker, you can forget about these configurations because we are going to apply the all filters in further modules. So just press OK to save your all configurations, and your configurations is going to be saved successfully. Now you can search all your rows from Google Sheet. So let's go with the second number of module, which will be our router, which you can find in your flow controls. So just navigate to the flow controls and the routers. Here, you can split your automations in the two ways. We are going to create a automation in the first route as in content creation. Second route is for content posting. So let's apply some filter over here in the here in the dotted places. When you click here, the configuration is pop up. Here you can set up your filters. So there's in conditions and the values. So here, when you click on the fields, the mappable panel are going to be pop up. All the values is coming from the previous module. So we are going to take the post status, which whenever the post status is changed to generate content for a post, it's going to be the upper route and create or generate a content by GPT and all. In we are going to discuss in the further lessons. So I am applying the post status B as in generate content for post, and I'm just giving the label to generate for a post. And similarly, we are going to set for the second number of filter, which is post status should equals to whenever these post status is changed to post the content. So the automation will take the execution into the bottom route and post the automations on your social media platform. So we'll discuss that creations and posting in the further lessons. After configuring this, you can schedule that automation actually on which time you want to trigger that automation. So here you can see that the scheduling icon are there. On when you click on this particular automation, before schedule your automation, you have to save the automation. So just click on this save button, and when you click on this scheduling or the clock icon, so you will we see the pop-up window in which you can schedule your automation. So I'll go with the every day at the certain time. So let's say you just wanted to create or post your automations on 10 p.m. So I'll set it for just for example, I just set it for the 10 p.m. here. As per your requirement, you can configure that automation. So I'm not activating the scenario now for now and just scheduling. So after activating that automations, the automations will trigger automatically daily at 10 p.m. So yeah, that's all about this specific video. We'll discuss further configurations of this scenario in the further videos. Thank you for watching. Hey there, welcome to our third number of lesson in which we are going to learn about the GPT configurations and how you can retrieve the API keys and organization ID from the OpenAI platform. So let's get started. So in the last video, we'll see about the routers. So we are going to discuss about the creation of content. So we will go with the upper route of configuration. So let's select for the upper route. I click on the plus icon to select the GPT module. So let's search it for the chat GPT in the search bar, chat GPT. Here you will find the OpenAI ChatGPT app. When you navigate to this, there's in multiple actions and triggers modules. So you can go with the create a completion module. Basically, it's going to be create a response by providing the prompt which you give in the specified configuration. So let's go with the create a completion module. And after adding this module in on your board, you have to add a connections of ChatGPT. So just click on this add icon. So when you add icon, they ask for the API key and organization ID. So you can get the API keys and organization ID from this OpenAI platform. You just need to navigate to the platform.openai.com and you will find the organization ID by navigating to the top right corner in the setting icons. You will find the left panel as in the organization section in the general sections. The organization ID are here. You will find the organization ID from this part, this sections. Just needs to navigate to the scenario board again. Just paste the organization ID here. And for API key, navigate to the API key section. In this API key section, you will find the top right corner, create new secret key. If you didn't have created any API key yet, so you can create it by this button. You just need to give the name of the API key, the project. If you want to create a multiple type of projects and you're exploring new projects in OpenAI, so you can create the multiple projects here. And I'm just selecting the permission is in all, and just hit create secret key. So it's going to be give you the OpenAI secret key, and you will simply paste that OpenAI key to the automation. I'm not going to create the multiple keys to managing over here. So I'm just before created that secret key. So you have to store that secret key on your local system or somewhere in the data store, so you can use in further. So here you can see that I'm already created that connections, so I'm not creating one once again. So after adding that connection, you will find these configurations like select method, which method you go with. So by default you just needs to select that create a chat completion, and you have to select the model uh, from which model you want to create or generate a response. So I am suggesting you to go with GPT 4.0. It's on all depending upon your subscriptions or the credits you purchase on OpenAI. And in the message section, you can define the role as an user and give the text content over here. In the text content, you can give the entire prompts. I already designed a prompt for it. So here it is. Here you can see that in this particular prompt, you will find many things. You are a professional social media content, and I'll give it to generate the Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn post in the certain format. So I'll give the format in the JSON format is just because of we are going to use those fields in the different modules. So it has to be retrieve or getting the response in certain format. So I'm getting these responses in JSON format with the Facebook post content, Instagram post content, and LinkedIn post content, and giving some guidelines to give the output in strictly in the valid JSON format. And after doing this prompt, I'll show you some few advanced settings. So when you click on this bottom left corner, show advanced settings, few settings will appear. And here you can set the response format. Basically, the output format will be the JSON object. So when you select this JSON object, you just have to select the pass as JSON response as in yes, and you can click on OK to save all the configuration. Now you are good to go to generate the response according to the idea you generated. So one thing I missed here. So you can give the ideas which going to be come from the previous number of module. So we give the entire prompt, but we need to set the idea of that. So this particular module is going to be generate the content according to that idea. I'm just giving the idea which is coming from our previous module. So here you can see that the previous module of our Google Sheet output. So I'm just mapping the first number of column which contains the idea content. So I'm adding that idea content on the bottom of our prompt. After doing this, you can save your prompt, and it will generate the response for all the social media platforms according to the idea you dump in your Google Sheet. So after configuring the text content generations through OpenAI, similarly, we are going to generate an image by the idea. For that, you just needs to click on the plus icon over here, and again we are going to select for the OpenAI. There is another module called generating the image. As we select the create a completions for content generation, similarly we are going with the generate an image to create image according to the idea. So in the connections we already discussed, so you can select it from the drop down as we select, and in the model we can go with the DALL E and DALL E2, and simply you can give the prompt for it. So I'm going to take the results from the GPT instead of taking the Google Sheet, because the GPT is going to be give you the elaborated version of that idea. So our image is going to be enhanced according to that. So I already designed a prompt as similarly as I designed for the content or text creations. So here the prompt is different. In this particular prompt, I am giving the image instructions to generate a square image uh, with this particular 1080 pixels, and giving some output structure. And here you can see that the main idea to generate image. What is the main idea to generate image? So I am not going to take that main idea to generate image from the Google Sheet. Is just because of our GPT is going to be elaborate more about that idea. So our generate an image or DALL E model is going to be give you the more proper response or more results. So I'm going to map that main idea generate image as a result of our previous OpenAI module. After doing this, you can click OK to generate an image. So after doing these two modules, you will going to generate an content of the social media post and the image of social media post. In the further videos, we'll learn about how you can use them to post it or maintain it into the Google Sheet. So yeah, that's all about this specific video or the lesson. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey there, welcome to our lesson number 4, in which we are going to dump all those created content, text content and image content in your Google Sheet. So let's get started. So after generating the text content and image from GPT, we are going to put that particular data in our sheet. So here you can see that there is an multiple columns for Facebook content, LinkedIn content and Instagram content. So we have to put those data here so you can verify it and change the status to post the content, so it's going to be ready to post the content. So let's navigate to our scenario and add the different module. So here you can click on plus icon to add a Google Sheet module. So let's select for the Google Sheet app. Here you will select the update a row to update the contents of all the social media platforms. So let's select for update a row module. So there is no need to build the connections again because we already build the connection in the previous module. So there is an options to search by method. Here is an option to search by path or from all or manually. So if you go with the search by path, there is an options to select from the drop down by selecting spreadsheet from the drop down. If you go with the select from all, so you can put the ID over here and it will take all those data according to this ID. So you can find this spreadsheet ID from the spreadsheet itself. So when you navigate to the, so here on the URL, there's an spreadsheet ID there in the URL after this D. So after this D till the backslash, this is an spreadsheet ID. So you can copy that spreadsheet ID simply and paste it into that spreadsheet ID field. So it will load all those details in the particular spreadsheet. So if you map toggle off, so it will load all those sheets from the selection bar. If you map toggle off, so you can directly or dynamically map that sheet name from the previous module. But in this particular case, you can go with the mappable toggle off. And here we going to select the tracker, as we want to update those content the tracker sheet. And after doing this, on which number of row you want to dump the data, it may possible you put all those ideas in this A column and select any of this as in generate content for post, and just going to be scenario is going to be run. So our row number must be there, so on which idea the content is generated. So we have to put the row number from the previous modules, which is our Google Sheet search row. So you can when you navigate to this particular field, there is an mappable panel going to be open. You can collapse all those fields by clicking on this one, and you can search it in this Google Sheet search row module. Instead of manually navigate, you can search it by this search bar too. So we need to map this search row number in this row number field. Now if I scroll over down, here you will find all of these columns which is in our Google Sheet. So let's map all those fields which is already generated from the GPT. So before mapping those columns in the Google Sheet, let's rename those GPT modules. So when I right click on that module, so it can reference correctly, and mapping are easy to look from where the data is coming from, and where it is go. So I am just renaming that particular module. So this is for text content, and this is for image. So let's quickly rename the modules. I'm just renaming the text content and image of the GPT modules. Now navigate to our Google Sheet and map those columns. So if I need to map the Facebook content, and navigate to our first number of module, which is a text content. Here you can see that. So our GPT module giving the in the three formatted structure, as we give the prompt in the structure format. So this is giving in the different collections. So we just need to map that Facebook content in the Facebook content field, LinkedIn content as in D column, and the Instagram post content in E column, which is our Instagram post. So, and image URL is coming from our this fourth number of module, which is image. So from image module, if I navigate to the data, is an array which containing the two collections, basically the URL and revised prompt. So we go with this URL, which is coming from our generate an image GPT module. So there is no need to update the posting date and time, because the posting date and time is on which date the content is posted. So we will update that posting date and time in the bottom root. So let's save that automation, this particular module, and let's try to run this one. So this first part, content generation part, is done, and it's going to be update the Google Sheet. So let's try to run this once. As in the Google Sheet, I just update the post status as in generate content for a post. So it's our automation is going to be pick up that third number of row and update all those fields accordingly with the image URL. So let's try to run this once. So I just run this once by clicking on run once button to show you how it's work. Otherwise, it's going to be automatically daily at 10 p.m. So it's taking up that one number of row. It's generating the text content, GPT content, and it start generating the image. After generating that image, it will update the Google Sheet accordingly. So it will take few seconds to analyze the content which generated by this GPT module and generate a response. So if I check it out these responses, so here you can see that the results containing the collection which has the Facebook post content, Instagram post content, LinkedIn post content. Similarly, the image content containing the array which containing the proper structured URL, and it's updated in the Google Sheet. So if let's navigate to our sheet, here you can see that the Facebook content is updated with the text is generated by GPT, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and the image is generated by our GPT DALL E, our automation. So here you can see that according to the idea you dump in the A column, and the content generated by GPT, it generate this particular image, which is amazing to post on your social media. So the image is generated, and content creation is done through our upper root. So that's all about this specific video. In the next video, we will learn about how we are going to create the second part to post those contents which generated by the upper root. So thank you for watching. Bye. Hey there, welcome to our lesson number 5. In this, we are going to discuss about how you can post on LinkedIn and how we can configure the entire module in our scenario. So let's get started. So here you can see that after generating the content and post it into our Google Sheet in the separate column for different social media platform, we are going to learn how we can configure our LinkedIn profile. So if I navigate for search for LinkedIn page, here you can find the LinkedIn app here. And in this particular LinkedIn app, you can see multiple actions are there, organization level, user level. So we are going to post the image post of that. So you can select that create a user image post module to post on your LinkedIn. So let's select this one. So here you can see that there's an connection field. So you have to make a connection between your LinkedIn and Mac.com. So you can simply click on this add icon to make a connection. Select the type of connection. You can go with the LinkedIn Open ID Connect. You can give the connection name according to your need. I go with the default one. When you click on save button, it's going to be pop up a screen for authorizing your LinkedIn account, which is connect LinkedIn account to make.com. You can simply sign in by your email address and password. So I already did it. After signing up your LinkedIn account, the connections is going to be see in this drop down. So you can go with that particular connection. After doing this, all the configurations will appear. And here you can see that in the files sections, there is it's taking the image in the buffer format, which is not coming from our previous module or generated by GPT. Basically, the image is generated by GPT in the URL, which is publicly accessible, but not in the buffer format. So before creating an image, we have to convert that URL into the buffer format. So for doing so, we can go with the previous module, which I just left for showing you why we are creating this module. So you just needs to add another module called HTTP, which is the built-in tool of Mac.com. So when you navigate to the HTTP, there's a multiple kind of built-in tool HTTP modules. So request something and doing some sort of actions we'll discuss in the different course. But in this course, we are going to learn about get a file module. So get a file module is basically to download a file from the given URL. So when you use this get a file module, here's an URL tab. You just need to map simple publicly accessible URL and it will give you the buffer format. So you can use that buffer to posting or uploading somewhere on internet. So let's map that public URL which we created from the upper root in our Google Sheet. So from this previous Google Sheet module, there is an column called image URL in F column. So we'll map that image URL here in HTTP module. So let's click OK to save the configuration of get a file module. So basically it's going to be written in buffer format. So now we can configure the create a user image post module. So here you can see that it's automatically take the HTTP get a file module as an file. You can go with the map to modify the file name of that file. It's which going to be upload into your LinkedIn. So I just mapped all those things from previous module. And yeah, you are good to go. You can configure, you can give the content or title of that image according to your needs. So in this content, we are going to map the content which generated from GPT. So if I click on this field, the mappable panel is appear and I'm go with this Google Sheet as we are getting all those data from Google Sheet. Let's check in on which column our LinkedIn contents are present. So if I navigate to my Google Sheet, here you can see that on the D column, LinkedIn content is present. So I just wanted to map that D number of column in this content field to post on the content. I can create the title of that post through our automation or in this particular prompt. So we can enhance our prompt accordingly and create the multiple type of fields from GPT and map it dynamically. So I'll keep empty for now. Let's click OK to save our changes. And now your LinkedIn configuration is done. When we change the status to F, if I just navigate to that sheet, verify all those content are correct, image is correct. So I just need to change the status to post the content and it will run automatically at the 10 p.m. every day and going to be post on the social media. So this is going to be triggered with those content which set it as an post the content and it's going to be post on your LinkedIn profile. So the configuration of LinkedIn is complete, and in the next lesson we are going to discuss about the Facebook and Instagram posting. So I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hey there, welcome to our sixth number of lesson in which we are going to discuss about how you can post on Facebook and Instagram. So let's get started. So after adding LinkedIn, create a photo post. Similarly, we are go with the Facebook one. So just click on plus icon and search for Facebook here. When you search for Facebook, there's a multiple Facebook apps are there for lead ads, Facebook pages. So we are going to create a image post on Facebook page. So we go with this Facebook page app, and here we are going to use create a post action, which is going to be post a action to your Facebook pages. So I'm using this creative photo. So here you can see that after adding the Facebook pages create a post module to your editor, you will see the configuration. You just need to create a connections for Facebook page, so it's going to be post on your Facebook page accordingly. So you just need to click on add button. Here you will find the connection name, so you can rename your Facebook connections accordingly. Just click on save button. It will pop up a authorization window for sign in on your Facebook account. So you can go with your email and password and just hit the login button. So it will create a connections on your this Facebook page. As I have the built-in connection before, so I'll go with this particular connection name, and I just need to select the page on which page I want to post. So I'm go with this particular page, and in this message section, the content is generated by our GPT. It will go in this particular message field, and in the link we can directly put the generated image URL from GPT directly in this particular field, as it expect only the URL. So we can give any publicable accessible URL to that link field. So let's going to map that message is coming from our Google Sheet, which is we dump in the C column, which is Facebook content. So let's map the C column here, and in the link I just map the image URL as in stored on F column. After doing this, just click OK to save the changes. Now the configuration of Facebook create a post module is done. Let's quickly configure the Instagram too, as the similar configurations are there. So I'm just clicking on the plus icon to search for Instagram on the search bar, and if when you search it for and scroll over down, so here is an Instagram for business, and in which we need to select a particular action. There's a multiple type of actions to get the insights, to create a post, to list media and all this stuff. So in this course I'm just talking about create a photo post, which is going to be upload a photo post on your Instagram. I'm using this one. So as you add that module on the editor page, you need to add a connections for it, or as the Instagram and Facebook the Meta's product, so we can use the same connection in that. We just needs to give the permissions to it. So it may possible if you create a new connection, so it asks for the permission or reauthorize your connection. So you can do it by simply sign in again by adding a new connection here. So after doing this, you can go with the page on which page you want to post. So let's select the page I want to post, and here you can see that the photo URL field are there. So similarly, we can go with the directly public accessible URL, which is we stored in previous in the our Google Sheet, which is an F column. So I am just mapping the image URL in the photo URL here, and in the caption, as the Instagram post has the caption, so we can go with content in the E column. So Instagram content I mapped in the caption field. So yeah, that's all. The Instagram create a post photo post module is also configured. You just need to click OK to save the configuration of create a photo post. So we configured all those 3 social media platform, LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram, and our automation is good to go to generate the content and post the content. In the next lesson, we are going to discuss about how we can update the Google Sheet after posting on our platforms. So I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.